to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, good morning. First item of business is consideration of agenda items. As my understanding, we have a few changes today.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have four changes actually. First, we request the addition of item 8K, awarding County Project 025-018-011, County State Aid Highway 18 Culvert Replacement Project. Do I just go over the next ones?
Yes,
or do you have
please.
to add my one? Okay, thanks. And then requesting to move item 11A to the October 21st meeting. And requesting to remove items 5A and 5B from the meeting agenda for today.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
just real quickly, that first addition was not really an addition. It had been missed as we did the agenda. I just wanted to point that out. I mean, it was in on time, it was just not right.
Okay. All right, so I'll go over it again just to make sure we all get it right. So, just rolling through the agenda, under 5, we're removing A and B.
Correct, Mr. Chair.
All right, and then under 8, we are adding an item K, which you all should have a copy of the agenda request in front of you to review. And under 11, we are removing item A, rescheduling that for October 21st. Is that right? 11A, we are moving to October 21st.
Move to approve the agenda with changes.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Chachka, any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda.
No changes, Mr. Chair.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Wright to approve, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Kruger, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Excuse me. I do have a couple proclamations that I'm going to read throughout the day, and 2 of them I'm going to address right now. The first one is proclamation for Manufacturing Month. Whereas the manufacturing industry is a critically important part of McLeod County's diverse economy and contributes greatly to the vitality of our communities. And whereas manufacturing contributed $58.8 billion to Minnesota's economy in 2024, representing 12% of the state's gross domestic product. And whereas Minnesota made goods from medical devices to farm equipment that are exported worldwide, adding $24.6 billion into the state's economy through manufacturing exports alone. And whereas McLeod County has a strong, growing manufacturing industry, providing 4,375 manufacturing jobs, representing nearly 28% of the total employment and equating to more than 1 in every job in McLeod County. And whereas manufacturing jobs in McLeod County provide rewarding careers with an average annual wage of more than $78,000 in 2024, which is nearly 37% higher than the county's overall average and reflects the highly skilled nature of modern manufacturing. Now therefore be it resolved, I, Joe Nagel, Chair of the McLeod County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim October 2025 Manufacturing Month in McLeod County. The second one is a proclamation proclaiming the support of Cybersecurity Awareness Month for 2025. Whereas in 2004, the President of the United States and Congress designated October as Cybersecurity Awareness Month to help individuals protect themselves online and the growing threats to technology systems and confidential data. And whereas the McLeod County Board recognizes its vital role and identifying, protecting against, and responding to cybersecurity threats that can significantly affect the safety, privacy, and well-being of its residents. And whereas cybersecurity education and awareness are essential for everyone, including large corporations, small businesses, financial institutions, schools, governmental agencies, tribal organizations, nonprofit entities, and home users who rely on the internet connection devices as computers, mobile phones, and smart technology. And whereas individuals and organizations can reduce the risk of their cyber threats, such as phishing, ransomware, malware, financial loss, and data breaches by monitoring accounts, being mindful of online, online activity, keeping software up to date, using strong passwords and password management to enable multi-factor authentication and online accounts. And whereas Cybersecurity Awareness Month presents an opportunity to engage, educate, and inspire the public about the increasing demand of cybersecurity professionals, the wide range of career paths available, and the importance of building a strong cybersecurity workforce to strengthen the security and economic prosperity of both the nation and McLeod County. And whereas I, Joe Nagel, McLeod County Board Chair, am dedicated to providing every individual and public and private organization in McLeod County the resources necessary to ensure the success of cybersecurity awareness through helping the residents and businesses in McLeod County take action every day to stay safe online and connect with confidence, and whereas maintain a secure and resilient digital environment in a shared responsibility and practicing good cyber hygiene contributions to the overall protection of McLeod County's information, infrastructure, and economy. And I, Joe Nagel, Chair of the McLeod County Board, do here proclaim McLeod County Board is officially supporting Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And whereas they need to be shorter. Thank you. All right, we've removed essentially all of item 5, so we have a public hearing at 9:15 that we want to stay on schedule for. So Barrett, would you mind addressing a couple of your items? And so let me get to so we'd be under item 9, Health and Human Services.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have 2 items for you today. The first is item A, and unfortunately, they are very long, but Commissioner Nagel, I will read them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Consider approving the purchase of service contract with Woodland Centers for adult crisis stabilization and youth crisis stabilization to provide adult residential crisis services and youth residential crisis services for the period of January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. Services will be provided at a per diem rate of $650 for adult residential crisis services and $1,800 for youth residential crisis services, along with an annual administrative fee of $3,000. Per diem rate is a daily rate, and these rates will increase if the contract is not signed and the administration fee of $3,000 is not paid by February 3rd, 2026. Unlike adult crisis services, which are currently reimbursed through Medicaid or medical assistance, youth crisis services are not covered by insurance or Medicaid at this time, and therefore there are not alternative payers available to offset program costs. Because county reimbursement is the only available revenue source for youth bed days, Woodland Centers is issuing updated 2026 rates that reflect the rates calculated over to cover the program's cost at current utilization. McLeod County is not a county member of Woodland Centers. Therefore, the out-of-county bed day contract rates for youth crisis services in 2026 will be $1,800 and a no contract bed day rate of $2,322. That's if we do not sign the contract.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Barrett, why don't we belong? I mean, I think I asked this last year.
Yes.
And I forgot what you told me, but
We haven't, I don't think we've ever belonged to them. That was a previous director and current supervisor's decision. It seems to actually work really well for us because member counties pay a substantial fee to be part of Woodland Centers. Plus, they pay the per diem daily rate as well. So we just found that we're able to use other providers such as Hutchinson Health, and which is much cheaper than this, but we like to have this contract in case we need them, so we're not paying that full rate by not having this contract.
Is the availability, I mean, everywhere I go, I was at a meeting yesterday with rural counties. I mean, the bed shortage obviously in this area is not good. I mean.
Right.
So, I mean, if you need them, is the availability there usually, or?
Yes, thanks for asking. They have been there for us when we need them. I did have Emily Osselson, our fiscal officer, run some numbers just to see if this was something we wanted to continue with. And year to date, we have had no adults use Woodland Centers for Crisis, but we have had three children use for a total of 14 days.
And that's something anybody watching to keep in mind, there's adult beds and there's children.
And there's children's bed, yep, and the
And I mean,
children's
it's-
beds are the ones that are the more expensive
Yes.
because they're not reimbursable.
Well, and the way it sounds, I mean, they're hard to get for some.
They
counties.
are, yep. So while we don't use them enough to be a member county, we use them as needed, which is why we would want to enter into this contract, so we're not paying those really high rates, if that makes sense.
And just for, Doug, are you good?
No, I'm good.
Just for me, just review the rates that we're considering.
Yep, the rates that we are considering, I gotta make sure that I'm checking for adult, it is $650 per diem, and that is per day. For youth, it is $1,800.
Yes, Nathan?
Question, Mr. Chair, Barrett, and what defines a day? Is it an overnight stay? Can you kind of help us with that a little bit?
I don't have the exact details, but I am assuming that they would have to be checked in by a certain time in order for it to start as a day, and then released at the time that they release the next day. It would be an overnight stay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Doug?
One more question, Barrett. I'm okay with this, but, now what's the procedure? I mean, we get mental health issues out of the jails. Now, do they have to go through you then, or is this something to count? I mean, or how do you,
No,
you
they-
know, rise to that
Yep.
level that you can go there?
That's a great question. So this is a contract for McLeod County. So if the jail was, needed to transport someone or needed someone to go there, then Health and Human Services would pay this rate, but anybody within the county employment, I should say, would be able to refer and use this contracted rate.
So you have a working relationship?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
With
yep.
that, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger to approve. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Commissioner Schmalz. Any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item B, consider approving an amendment to the Mobile Crisis Service Agreement with Canvas Health to align the agreement's payment provision with the updated grant contract issued to McLeod County by the Minnesota Department of Human Services Behavioral Health Administration. On March 18th, 2025, the McLeod County Board approved contract with Canvas Health to provide mobile crisis services for adults and children in McLeod County who are in need of immediate mental health crisis response, act as the fiscal agent, and assume responsibility for billing the patient's insurance for mental health professional services that the patient receives. On August 25th, 2025, the McLeod County Board approved the grant contract with the Minnesota Department of Human Services Behavioral Health Administration to receive funding and administer mental health crisis and other related services to clients in McLeod County for the period of July 1, 2025 through December 31st, 2026 in the amount of $610,988. The new allocation was more than the previously planned allocation of $528,963. Therefore, a contract amendment is needed. So basically, we're just amending the contract with Canvas Health to show the correct amount of money that they're going to get to carry out the mobile crisis.
All right. I'll move to approve. Is there a second?
Mr. Chair, I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Schmalz. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, and for review, for ourselves and the public, we're just at the very beginnings of our relationship with Canvas Health. So, yes, some adjustments need to be made to get this up and running as smoothly as possible. So I
Yes.
appreciate you bringing it to us today, and I'll support the motion as presented.
Thank you. I'm happy to add that we met with Canvas Health last week, and as of October 1st, they are up in full swing and providing telehealth. Previously, they were just answering calls and doing the triage. Now they are doing the telehealth. And let's see, they have hired someone. Her name is Emily, and she is going to start October 20th, working in our office, being the supervisor and providing those mental health, telehealth calls.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you for being available. All right. Go to item 6, which is our public hearing. I'll take a motion to open the public hearing. Motion by Commissioner Schmalz, second by Commissioner Wright. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under the public hearing, IMB, Connie,
Good morning.
good morning.
So the hearing notice was published in the McLeod County Chronicle on September 19, 26, and October 3rd, which satisfies the requirements of statute for a public hearing. First, we will look at the account activity and assessment history, or I should discuss that, I should say. The 2026 assessments may include projects that will be paid by the end of the year and may include repair funding for upcoming projects. The 2026 proposed assessments were reviewed and agreed upon with the drainage inspector, SWCD staff, myself, and my staff. We've given consideration to each system and believe our numbers to be fair to the landowners and the county. The assessment history contains 5 years of data. The detail is minimized with only 1 row per drainage system, as all redeterminations are complete. Hold your applause. Thank you to the drainage inspector and the SWCD staff for their diligence and oversight with our drainage systems. They are very responsive and thorough with landowner requests. 2025 repairs, spraying, and inspector expenses totaled $956,672, which is a decrease of $340,222 over last year. Next, do you have any questions so far? Okay. Next, I will provide the maintenance assessments by drainage system. Please add comments or suggestions as you wish as I go along. And when we've completed with the board discussion and the public comment, I will take one motion, please. All right, so here we go. I will read the drainage system, the assessment amount, and the number of years with one caveat. The first system is the only one with a multi-year that I will read, and that is a 7-year, the redetermination for CD3 in the amount of $79,566. Again, that was for 7 years. The remainder of the systems are for 1 year, so I won't state that at the end of each assessment. All right, CD5, 45,000, CD8, 60,000, CD10, 50,000, CD12A, 65,000, CD13, 70,000, CD16, 35,000, CD18, 7,000, CD22, 12,000, CD 25, 6,711. CD 26, 2,000. CD 27, 5,000. CD 28, 30,000. CD 29, 18,000. CD 36, 25,000. CD 40, 25,000. CD 64, 30,000. JD 1, Renville McLeod Meeker, 10,000. Sorry, I have to change my page. JD 4, McLeod Renville, 25,000. JD 5, Sibley McLeod, 4,000. JD 8, McLeod Sibley, 45,000. JD 15, McLeod Sibley, 25,000. JD 17, McLeod Sibley, 12,000. JD 18, Sibley McLeod, 75,000. JD 19, Sibley McLeod, 5,000. JD 24, Sibley McLeod Renville, 30,000. JD 28, McLeod Carver, 7,500. JD 15, Renville Sibley McLeod, 1,500. JD 111, McLeod Wright, 30,000. And that was a total of $835,277. I do have one other note as far as assessments. There are five multi-years in Carver that will be assessed coming up shortly. We're working with the administrator in Carver. They've had some staff turnover, and these were actually from 2024 redeterminations. They are the home county on all of them. Those will be put on, and also so will JD 5 in Sibley McLeod. And I believe those are just a 1 year though. Any questions?
Any questions for Connie?
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Schmalz?
Thanks, Connie, for putting the presentation together this morning. On the assessments where they show as 0, are we to assume then that those ditch systems have a positive balance to take care of some of the maintenance that may be required in the coming year?
They do.
Thank you very much.
Connie, I don't want to interrupt your presentation. Are we to the board discussion of this yet, or do you have more to?
We are. Nope, that's all I have to read off.
Because I'm pretty good at interrupting you, so I just wanted to make sure.
And we're waiting for a motion on this lot of, is that what you're saying?
I am not. I'm waiting for the board discussion. I'm going to try to follow the agenda here. Board discussion, then open it up for public comment, and then we would consider the resolution. So right now, is there any, I guess, board discussion, questions for Connie, Ryan, Adam, whoever, right now? With that, I would open it up to the public. If you do wish to address the board, please come to the microphone, give us your name and address, and please try to keep your comments to 3 minutes. Anyone from the public wish to address the board? Come on up.
Yeah, my name is James Steinman, Collins Township. Only thing I'm going to say today is that I presented my case over the last years, how I stand on this, and it still is the same. And I'm going to object to any present and future proceedings according to what's done to the ditchers. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Don't be shy, because I can't always see you, but come to the mic and give us your name and address and your concerns or comments. All right, seeing none. The agenda item number 2 is consideration adopting resolution 25 CB 22 to set the 2026 drainage assessments. Wishes of the board.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wright. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Kruger. Any discussion? Hearing none, will proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Connie, do you wish to address the drainage interest
Yes,
piece for the
please.
general fund?
So the final piece of the hearing is to set the 2026 drainage interest on loans from the general fund for the systems that are in deficit. Discussion may include items within the drainage activity There are 11 county and 11 joint drainage systems with loans, which is a lower count than last year. But before you start clapping, unfortunately, the balance of all the general loans is increasing due to the work that we've needed to do on systems that were already in a deficit. So in 2024, the general fund loans at June 30th were 1,563,623. And in 2025, they're 2,012,949, which is about a 449,000 increase. Any question on the general loans balances or, okay. For reference, the 2025 McLeod interest rate was set at 4%, and prior year discussion and also current year discussion with neighboring counties, they are anywhere from 3 to 5%. On our one multi-year that we did have this year, we used 4%. And so considering our balances, it's the recommendation of the McLeod County Finance Director and me to set the 2026 general fund loan interest at 4%, and it remains there from last year. We believe that is still a fair amount to the landowners and to McLeod County.
Mr. Chair, I believe that 4% also is a fair number. I'll still make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Wright. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Schmalz. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I do not.
Anything else to come for the Drainage Authority? Otherwise, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Schmalz, second by Commissioner Kruger. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, very good. University of Minnesota Extension. Welcome. Stefan hooking you up with some technology here? All right.
Okay, hi. Thank you guys for having McLeod County 4-H come here and present today. I'm Miranda Kepner. I'm the extension educator for McLeod County 4-H, and I have some 4-H members with me today, so I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Marshall Mardig, and I'm a junior at Hutchinson High School.
I'm Avery Coles. I'm also a junior at Hutchinson High School, and I'm also the McLeod County Federation president.
And so we are here on behalf of McLeod County 4-H. It is National 4-H Week this week, October 5th through the 11th, and so we just want to celebrate the accomplishments of 4-H in McLeod County and give you an overview of everything entailed in the 4-H program. So 4-H is the largest youth development organization in Minnesota. We currently have just about 50,000 members in Minnesota. And so what 4-H is we are an out-of-school organization where youth choose projects that are interesting to them, and they get to explore it with peers and caring adults. 4-H is open to anyone in grades kindergarten through 1 year post-high school, so grade 13, and our youth in kindergarten through 2nd grade are called Clover Buds. Luckily for McLeod County 4-H, joining is free in our county. And we also have some costs with programming, but McLeod County 4-H is very fortunate that we offer a lot of financial assistance and scholarships for youth to participate in events that have costs. So what are the goals of the Minnesota 4-H program? So first, we want youth to learn. We want them to develop their passions, explore their interests, and deep dive into those really passionate areas. We want them to become leaders in our communities, so we have a number of leadership programs and opportunities for youth to lead not only their peers, but also adults. And then we also want to create, we want adults to join the youth and create really just quality, responsive learning environments where everyone can learn together. So youth learn by doing, this is one of our mottos, and over 95% of our participants in Minnesota 4-H have reported that they have used the skills that they have gained through 4-H in other aspects of their life and after 4-H as well. So here's some stats about McLeod County 4-H in our communities. We have 300 youth that are enrolled in McLeod County 4-H program this past year. We have 9 community clubs spread out through the county. So we hit Winstead, Brownton, Glencoe, Hutchinson, and Silver Lake areas. We have 109 screen adult volunteers. We have 314 youth enrolled in our school programming agreements with county public schools, private schools, and homeschools. And we had 316 youth reach throughout summer programming that we offer. McLeod County has one of the highest retention rates in the state for 4-H membership. We retained 90% of eligible youth from 2023. We had 99 of those members that were first-year members, and 20% of our membership are clover buds. Here's an overview of the clubs in our county. A lot of these clubs have been around for many decades, and so that is a very proud thing to continue on these community clubs and to have devoted club leaders help lead these youth. So a big thing with 4-H is a lot of people recognize 4-H is at the McLeod County Fair. However, 4-H is a year-round opportunity that these kids have. And so these are some of the larger activities that happen year-round. We have Project Bowl, which is a quiz bowl orientated area. So these youth learn about plant science, livestock, poultry, rabbit, dairy, dog, and so we had 20 youth participate in that. Practices run typically January through April, so they spend months studying these areas. We have shooting sports and wildlife. We offer a number of disciplines in the shooting sports area: archery, BB gun, muzzle loading. So we have certified instructors that help teach those youth responsible practices and also hone in on those skills. We are offering dog training. This was the second year we have restarted the dog program, and we had 7 youth participate, and they participated in weekly practices from April to July. And we also offer horse practices with games, so like ropes, barrels, figure 8, and then also the pleasure side of horse practice as well. And we had 23 youth enrolled in Horse Project, and they practice weekly from May to September. Here's just an overview. I'm not going to read all of these off, but we offer a number of workshops and other clinics throughout the year, and so our plate does get fairly full moving into summer. You can see we pick up in June. But we do anything for general project area, so any kind of specialty area. We offered a sewing workshop this year. We offered a fine art workshop. We have a number of day camps as well. One of our bigger events is Family Fun Night and our open house, which is open to the public, and we just celebrate the accomplishments of 4-H. And we invite community members to come and check out 4-H and what it means to join. Finishing off our events for up until September this year, we have a number of livestock clinics that are offered by our project superintendents as well to help those youth hone in on showing and caring for their animals. We have demonstrations, fashion review, performing arts. So we have a variety of activities available. And then as you can see in September, we start our state showcases for the year. Another large part of McLeod County 4-H that some may not realize is we have a number of school program agreements with public, private, and homeschool throughout McLeod County. And so we currently have 7 programs. We have one of the highest number of programs in the state in McLeod County. And we reach about, this year we're at 285 kids through our enrollments. So you can see the schools are spread out throughout the county and the number of youth And so once a month, I go into the schools and I teach these kids a lesson about any topic. We typically do anything related to crafts. We did some specialty stuff with geology. And then we do a lot of like STEM type of activities as well. Also, summer is a very busy time for us. We do a number of outreach programs. We have our free tree giveaway. We partner with a number of community partnerships in our area. So we work with McLeod County Soil and Water District to do Nature Field Day. We make visits at the Hutchinson Farmers Market and Hutchinson Library programs. Also work with the Hutchinson Chamber of Commerce for Dairy Day. So these are more of our outreach just to promote 4-H and to get reach out there and get the word out about 4-H. And so once we are wrapping up our summer, it's time to gear up for McLeod County Fair. It's a big highlight for a lot of 4-Hers in their year in 4-H. We had 207 youth participate in McLeod County Fair this year, from anywhere showing projects in the 4-H building or doing a demonstration or showing their animals. So I will let the 4-Hers take it from here to share more about the fair.
So at the 2025 McLeod County Fair, there were 2,105 projects exhibited, and then there were 460 hours put in by 4-H volunteers, and that was about $18,303.40 is the value of those volunteers. And then for the livestock auction, there were 80 exhibitors, there were 48 returning bidders, 17 new bidders, $100,400 in bids and donations, $80,320 back to the 4-H members.
The Minnesota State Fair 2025, there were 50 youth livestock exhibitors, 3 youth llama alpaca exhibitors, 23 general project exhibitors, and 7 screened chaperones. And then the honors earned at State Fair this year were 25 purple ribbons, 51 blue ribbons, 9 red ribbons, 20 participation ribbons, 10 livestock grand champions, 3 livestock reserve champions, 10 livestock interview finalists, 1 livestock interview winner, 2nd overall for speaking up for animal agriculture, 2nd place in beef, 2nd place in swine, 7th place overall senior dairy cattle evaluation team, 6th place intermediate dairy cattle evaluation team, 4th place individual in rabbit judging, 4 dairy showcase participants, 1st, 6th, 10th, 16th, 1 dairy rising star, 1 youth in Minnesota State Fair purple ribbon auction.
And so we don't end at the Minnesota State Fair. We have a number of showcases that happen well into September. So these are the 3 that happen in September. We have State Shooting Sports and Wildlife, which happens at Alexandria Shooting Park. We had 10 participants and 7 top 10 placings among our youth. We also have State Horse Show, which was September 5th through the 9th at Simons Arena. Typically, this is at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds, but the Coliseum is undergoing a renovation, so they moved it this year. We had 6 participants, 5 with top 10 placings. And we also had the State Dog Show, which was the first time in a long time to have some youth at that show. We had 3 participants, and they earned 3 special award acknowledgments. So here's some upcoming events and activities for McLeod County 4-H. Like I said, we're here for National 4-H Week this week. Also, 4-H year starts October 1st. So we are just getting into the new 4-H year, and we are doing county and club chartering. Our annual award celebration, which you are all formally invited to attend, is November 1st in Hutchinson. We will also be hosting club officer training and annual adult volunteer training that afternoon. And we also are part of a partnership with McLeod, Meeker, Sherburne, Stearns, and Wright counties, and we do a regional leadership summit, which also helps leadership skills and officer and volunteer training as well. And that'll be coming up in late November. As I wrap up, just to talk a little bit more about National 4-H Week. So the theme of our week is building a ready generation and a world of change. And so Minnesota 4-H's vision is to double youth membership by 2030. And so we just have 52,000 members currently, and McLeod County's goal of that membership is to raise our membership from 300 to 375 by 2030. So we are looking to grow and get more youth involved in 4-H. And thank you very much for having us here. Do you guys have any questions?
Great presentation. Any questions from the board or comments?
Just got a couple. I know since my kids have all graduated out of the program, I'm now more on the outside looking in, because I don't really get to be involved in the hustle all year long. However, my support for this program will always be unwavering, that's for sure. So, Marshall, what's your favorite project area?
I showed ducks, and then this year I reached over and did some doves too.
Doves. Into the poultry.
Doves.
Avery, I can about guess.
Yeah, I can guess that one too.
Yep,
I show Charlotte beef cattle.
beef cattle. And Avery, you were in the Purple Ribbon auction, correct?
No, my brother was.
Your brother was. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is? Because that is meant for only the best of the best at the State Fair exhibit. So can you give a little bit of insight as to what that is for everybody here? I'm sure you had to help your brother a little bit with that, didn't
So
you?
the Minnesota State Fair Purple Ribbon Auction is, it's an auction, so you have the choice to either sell the animal or get donation bids. The youth who win their way in, there's only a certain number of youth that get in, and they have to have the champion animal of some sort. So the auction has expanded over the past couple of years, include beef, sheep, swine, goats, and then they've started to add poultry as well in the last couple of years. So you gotta have the champion animal, and he had the champion Seminole steer, Bennett did. And then youth are responsible for finding supporters to get bids to bid on their animal. And that all happened within 24 hours after the show. So he had a very quick turnaround time to get support.
And it was a lot of years ago that I saw it. And it's, if you ever get a chance to see that, it's a spectacle, in a good way. It's really awesome. Not taking it away from McLeod County's auction, because it's wonderful and really supportive, but that State Fair one is, it's great. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's great. Well, are there any other questions from the board? If not, oh yes, go
I don't
ahead.
have any questions, but I just want to just let you know that I'm a great supporter of 4-H. My kids did it, I did it. And I'm looking more at it and whatever I can do on the board and with the fairgrounds. I'm very enthusiastic about helping you, so.
So, yes,
Thank you.
Commissioner Schmalz.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And I, too, want to say congratulations on a successful 4-H program this past year, and I congratulate all the 4-H participants, especially from my district in McLeod County. Well done. Thank you.
All right. With that, I have a proclamation for McLeod County 4-H Week. Whereas this year's National 4-H theme, Beyond Ready, reminds us 4-H is building a ready generation in the world of change and equips young people with skills for the future while meeting them where they are today. Whereas 4-H is America's largest youth developmental organization, supporting 6 million youth across the country and over 50,000 youth in 2025 in Minnesota. And whereas Minnesota's 4-H programs are delivered by the University of Minnesota Extension and provide experiences for young people to learn by doing in all 87 counties across the state. Whereas expanding from its strong agricultural roots, 4-H helps young people explore the world around them and grow into productive adults. And whereas 4-H is in every city and county in the United States and helps 6 million youth become engaged, successful, and independent. And 4-H connects 502 young people and 111 adults in McLeod County to their communities this past year, preparing them for work and life through through an inquiry-based learning while providing emerging research for positive youth development. And National 4-H Week showcases the incredible experiences that 4-H offers young people and highlights the remarkable 4-H youth in McLeod County who work each day to make a positive impact on those around them. Now therefore, I, Joe Nagel, McLeod County Board of Commissioners Chair, do hereby proclaim October 5th to the 11th, 2025 as 4-H Week throughout McLeod County and encourage all of our citizens to recognize 4-H for the significant impact it has made and continues to make by empowering youth with the skills they need to lead for a lifetime. Thank you very much. I think we want to grab a quick picture, and then folks, I think we're going to take a short recess after that to get some things organized. It is my understanding that there's some sort of a medical incident in the lobby, so just be mindful of that, of the first responders that are out there. But we will take 5 minutes after the picture. So. Thank you again. All right, we'll call the meeting back to order. If I'm tracking correctly, we're under item 8, Public Works. Andrew or John?
Morning.
There we go. Consider approving the estimate from Viking Signs Incorporated of Hutchinson, Minnesota for a wayfinding sign at the McLeod County Fairgrounds at a cost of $5,900 plus tax with funds from the designated for capital assets budget. The Fairgrounds Commission and staff have been exploring ways to make it easier for event attendees to navigate the grounds. After considering various options, a wayfinding sign near the Century Avenue entrance was chosen to be the best fit. A second estimate was received from Crow River Signs of Hutchinson, Minnesota at a cost of $6,920.19 plus tax.
Questions for Andrew? Or, you're not Andrew. Questions for John?
I have none. Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Wright. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Chaska. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item B, consider approving an additional $20,000 to JGS Enterprise LLC of Stewart, Minnesota for parks tree trimming with funds from the designated for capital assets budget. At the March 4th, 2025 board meeting, the board approved an estimate from JGS Enterprise for tree trimming in the 6 county parks at a cost of $250 per hour, not to exceed a total cost of $75,000. The originally approved amount has been expended and there's still trimming to be completed. The rate of $250 per hour would still be in effect for the additional work if approved.
Move request, Mr. Chair.
Motion by Commissioner Schmalz. Is there a second? I can second it. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
No, I mean, I don't doubt that was it just that much more work that we had to add this to it, or?
Yeah, just the extent of it. I don't think we quite could fully grasp how many, primarily just out at Lake Marion, they've done quite a bit, and there's still more to be done out there, and some of the smaller parks like William A., they haven't been able to get out there, and we'd like to get that out.
Did we have issues with ash?
We do have, there are some ash trees, plenty of ash trees within the park, but we'll identify those. A lot of those will probably end up having to get removed, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, consider approving an advertisement for bids to lease the 4-H commercial kitchen at the McLeod County Fairgrounds from February 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2027. As discussed at the board workshop on May 20th, 2025, it is proposed to advertise for bids for the lease of the 4-H commercial kitchen in lieu of the renewal process currently in place. If approved, staff would bring a recommendation to the board at the November 18th, 2025 meeting.
Wishes of the board.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wright. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Part of the reason I made the motion is we had a long discussion on this a year ago. And I think this is what we, kind of, the direction we were moving in at that time, so.
Yes, I would agree with that. It's just something new. I'm trying to consider what's best, so. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Item D, consider approving the purchase of a 2026 GMC 4x4 double cab pickup from North Country GM of Hibbing, Minnesota at the state contract price of $41,725.60 plus tax, title, and registration for the Parks Department with funds from the Parks Capital budget. A similarly equipped Ford F-150 on state contract was priced at $45,043 plus tax, title, and registration. This pickup will replace a 2011 F-250 that was totaled by insurance last year.
Move to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Wright, second by Commissioner Schmalz. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Just one question, Andrew. When we acquire or purchase these trucks, do we send staff up to bring them back to McLeod County, or are they delivered?
They are delivered.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item E, consider approving the purchase of a 2025 John Deere R240 disc mower from Midwest Machinery Company of Glencoe, Minnesota at a cost of $11,000, which includes the trade amount of $4,500 for a Kuhn GMD 600 disc mower. That's a 2015 model year, with funds from the Highway Maintenance Equipment budget. Arnold's of Glencoe quoted $12,650 for a Kuhn GMD 240 HD disc mower, which included the trade of the same mower. This is part of our normal capital replacement program and is budgeted for 2025. So a Kuhn and a John Deere disc mower are essentially the same mower with a little different canvas flap and painted a different color.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I got an 11th hour question for you, Andrew, that came to me yesterday driving back from my MRC meeting. Do we have a mower like the state has? I seen the state out mowing. Do we, I mean, that looked like, is that a time saver, or do we have something like that that takes, half the ditch at a time, or has the capabilities of doing that?
We do not. That mower that the state is using, it's basically a two-spindle brush hog mower. That mower requires about 145 horse tractor. At the bottom end, that's what MnDOT has on it right now, and it mows at about 3 miles an hour. We're mowing right now at 4 to 6 miles an hour, depending on how thick it is. So we have not gone that route, one, because we don't have the tractor that can pull it, and two, we can mow a little faster with our current mowers.
Okay, well, I wasn't meant to be a gotcha question. It was just, is it something you look at as far as efficiencies?
Yeah, we've looked at it, cost-wise, efficiency-wise, they're kind of a horse apiece.
Okay.
We also do have the skid loader attachment brush mower that we use for getting into those
And that works well.
thicker areas too. as well.
I'd move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger. Is there a second? I can second it. Any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item F, consider approving the purchase of a 2026 GMC 4x4 3500 crew cab pickup from North Country GM out of Hibbing, Minnesota at state contract price of $49,660 plus tax, title, and registration for the Highway Department with funds from the Highway Equipment Maintenance budget. Similarly equipped F-350 on state contract was priced at $54,402 plus tax, title, and registration. This is a budgeted replacement purchase as part of our equipment replacement program. The pickup will replace a 2012 Chevy 3500.
Mr. Chair, I'll move request.
Motion by Commissioner Schmalz. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Wright. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I had a conversation with Andrew on this, and quite honestly, I told him I trust his judgment. We went through a number of things with the equipment, and, just sometimes just because it's on schedule, maybe doesn't mean that you have to get rid of it, but I'm confident in his judgment and, the management of these vehicles, so I will be supporting the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item G, considering approving the purchase of a 2026 GMC 4x4 crew cab pickup from North Country GM out of Hibbing, Minnesota at the state contract price of $44,379 plus tax, title, and registration for highway and engineering with funds from the highway equipment maintenance budget. Similarly equipped F-150 on state contract was priced at $46,870 plus tax, title, and registration. This is a budgeted purchase as part of our normal equipment replacement. This pickup will replace a 2010 F-150 with 140,000 miles, which is having front-end mechanical issues. That is a pickup for our engineering department. We did not have a pickup budgeted for them this year, but we had a maintenance pickup. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap a couple-year-old maintenance pickup over to the engineering side, and then this one will replace the maintenance pickup.
Andrew, what am I missing between the fairgrounds one and this one?
The fairgrounds one is a double cab.
Okay,
Basically extended cab, this one's a full crew cab,
okay. Both half-tons?
both half-tons.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Andrew?
Mr. Chair, same comment I had on F as here, so I'll move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wright. Any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item H, consider approving change orders 1 and 2 for state aid project 043601-013, the county state aid highway concrete overlay project at no cost to McLeod County. The total cost of the change orders is $25,335.15. Per the project agreement with the city of Winsted and the county, these change orders are no cost to the county. Change order 1 was an additional water service to Hanlon Park at the city's request at a cost of $11,939.90. Change order 2 is to replace curb boxes at the intersections of Casal 1 and McLeod Avenue, Casal 1 and Baker Avenue West, and Casal 1 and Industrial Drive, as well as removal and replacement of an unmarked water service that was damaged during construction at a cost of $13,395.25.
Mr. Chair, I'll move request.
Motion by Commissioner Schmalz, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Chachka. Any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item I, consider awarding county project 25005-010, the County State Aid Highway 5 culvert replacement project to Jerby Contracting, Inc. of Hutchinson, Minnesota at a cost of $82,447.90 with funds from the highway construction budget. 2 culverts on Casal 5 are failing and need replacement prior to the overlay scheduled in 2026. The engineer's estimate for the project was $84,786.33. Quotes were requested from 8 different contractors, and only one other quote was received from R&R Excavating of Hutchinson at $111,768.80.
Mr. Chair, I'll move request.
Motion by Commissioner Schmalz, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Kruger. Any discussion?
Mr.
Commissioner
Chair.
Schmalz?
Andrew, thanks for bringing these to us today. I think this gets us out front on the anticipated work that we want to do on County Road 5 next year, so thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consider awarding county project 250700013, the County Road 70 culvert replacement project to Jerby Contracting, Inc. of Hutchinson, Minnesota at a cost of $67,224.40 with funds from the highway construction budget. 1 culvert on County Road 70 70 is failing and needing replacement. The engineer's estimate for this project was $60,778.40. Quotes were requested from 7 different contractors, and only one other was received, which was from R&R Excavating of Hutchinson, Minnesota, at $72,923.75.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just for transparency, is there anything out of the ordinary, are these just, I hate to call them a standard replacement, but I mean, are these what costs are running to, or can you break down a little bit of the costs? I mean, is it culvert costs or mobility costs, or what are driving these costs?
It's mainly the granular backfill that's driving these. And I'm trying to get away from doing a straight vertical cut and backfilling with clay materials and then ending up with a frost boil and a bump on these culvert replacements. So we're putting frost tapers in and backfilling with granular.
And you've explained to me you're leaving them open and then for, one frost season.
Yep.
And then covering them, which makes sense to me, but obviously costs are getting high, but they're,
Yep.
and they're not enthusiastic about bidding them either, are they?
No, they aren't. And we would try to take these on ourselves in-house, but these culverts are fairly deep culverts. We don't have the equipment that's big enough to get down that deep and do it efficiently. So that's why we're contracting these out.
Thank you.
All right, admittedly, there's a lot going on this paper right now. I don't think I have a motion for this yet, do I?
I'll make a motion to
All right.
approve.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger, second by Commissioner Chachka, and I apologize for that, but it's better to ask than not have it later on, so. Any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Then the addition, Andrew?
Yep, item K, consider the award of CP 025018011. This is the CSA 18 culvert replacement project to Jerpy Contracting, Inc. of Hutchinson, Minnesota for $125,871.40. We have one culvert on that road that is failing and needs replacement prior to our concrete overlay scheduled in 2026. We requested quotes from 7 different contractors and only received one other, which was R&R Excavating again at $131,286.09. The engineer's estimate was $106,889.86.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Again, what drives are these bid just to put in and then leave, that the surfacing is not in on this bid?
The surfacing is not in on this bid,
They
you're
are
correct.
not.
Yep, this is a fairly deep culvert that is, 10 plus feet deep.
And the location and the depth is what usually, that drives the difference in those costs?
Yep, and pipe size.
Okay, move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wright. Any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, on to environmental services.
Good morning, everyone. 2 items for your consideration this morning. Item A is consider approving conditional use permit 25-19 as requested by Donald Artman for an accessory building greater than 2,400 square feet. It would be a 52 by 64 building, which is a total of 3,328 square feet on a platted parcel. This platted lot is zoned R1 rural residential and described as 5.09 acres, Artman Acres, Lot 1, Block 1. It is located in Section 34 of Winsted Township. Winsted Township Board heard this request on August 14th, 2025 and recommended approval. The McLeod County Planning Commission heard this request at their public hearing on September 24th, 2025 and unanimously recommended approval. Don Artman had some property on a building site just north of Glencoe that he sold, and he owns Big Don's Cathedral in Lester Prairies, so he does restore some classic vehicles, and this building is simply for storage of some of those vehicles.
Any questions for Mark? Or wishes of the board?
Mr. Chair, I'll move request.
Motion by Commissioner Schmalz, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Chachka. Any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item B is consider approving conditional use permit 25-20 as requested by Greer Montgomery to grow cannabis in an existing accessory building. That building would be 48 by 140, or is 48 by 140, for indoor cultivation. The crop would be harvested, dried, and transported to a processing facility in the Twin Cities metro area. There will be no signage with this request. The driveway will be gated and a camera installed if approved. This parcel is zoned agricultural and described as 10.37 acres of the west half of the northwest quarter, Section 7, Helen Township. The Helen Township Board heard this request on August 14th, 2025 and recommended approval. The McLeod County Planning Commission heard this request at their public hearing on September 24th, 2025 and unanimously recommended approval with the following conditions. Number one, no processing, manufacturing, or retail sale of product will be allowed on this site. Number two, a new conditional use permit will be required if more than 5 non-resident employees are performing work on site. Number three, odors resulting from this use shall not be readily detectable at or beyond the property line. Number four, wastewater from the operation of indoor cannabis cultivation shall be captured in an on-site holding tank and disposed of at a licensed wastewater facility. No on-site disposal will be allowed. Number five, all requirements of Minnesota Office of Cannabis Management Rule 9810 and all appendages pursuant to Minnesota Statute 342 shall be followed. And number six, the applicant shall notify McLeod County Environmental Services if the operation ceases. With that being said, I just want to point out in the packet, we did receive a couple letters, one from the city of Glencoe and one from the Glencoe School District. They are items 270, on page 275 and 276 of the packet. And they were just, had voicing their concerns in regards to the proposal.
Mark, anything to add outside of the request that you read?
I do not.
Mr. Hanch?
I don't have anything to add for the board at this time, beyond what's already in the packet. I mean, it sounds like there was a fairly robust discussion at the Planning Commission, so, and I think that's at least referenced in the packet. So if you have any questions, I can try to help, but nothing else to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I have no issues really, but for sake of transparency, I'd just like to hear someone from there on the conditions and are they acceptable? They seem to be in my paperwork, but I mean, are they all acceptable conditions?
So with that, if someone from the audience that represents the application wants to come forward, this isn't a public hearing, but we do try to do our best to hear everybody that we can. So just kind of limit your comments and make sure, I guess for lack of a better term, don't repeat them, so we don't have to hear them once.
Again, I have no problem, but I'd like to hear it right from the horse's mouth that the conditions are acceptable and you're gonna work with them, because we have a good staff and we will expect compliance, so thank you.
Just give us your name and go ahead.
I'm, excuse me, Greer Montgomery. This is my partner, Jeremy Erickson.
Jeremy Erickson.
Nice to meet you guys.
And so we applied for a license through the state of Minnesota, and we had our attorneys help us with all the paperwork. We got accepted through the state, like they said, went through the Helen Township meeting, then went through the zoning meeting. We're fully transparent on the operation. We're following all the state guidelines, setbacks, and then also the rules from the OCM. The building, if you drive by it, you'll never know it's any different than the boat storage building that it has been for the last decade. All odors and everything will be contained. There's air scrubbers to make sure that we don't have molds, pathogens for state testing. In return, that scrubs the air from any odor involved. There'll be minimal traffic. Only a couple people are required to operate it, except for during harvest time. Product will be picked up by a licensed state vehicle and taken off-site to be processed and sold to other dispensaries. If you have any other questions?
No, I'm not. I looked at those conditions again, and I was more concerned about the conditions we put on, that Mark just read. I mean, they are acceptable to you?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
No, I have no issues, but I just wanted to get on record that both of us are doing our jobs, so.
Understandable.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the audience wish to address the board? Seeing none, what are the wishes of the board?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
If I could ask a couple questions, Mark. Does this area fall into the long-range comprehensive plan for the city of Glencoe?
So the city has the right to, to extend, their planning 2 miles out. They were present at our public hearing. It was not indicated to us that it was, wasn't adversarial to their plan. So I can't answer that 100%, but it wasn't brought up by city staff, nor was it put in the letter that it's in opposition to their plan. The concern that the city had and the school district had to do with the setback issue. The ordinance amendments that we adopted earlier this year in regards to that stated that you have to be 1,000 feet from a school, 500 feet from an athletic field playground. The parcel that the playground is on is also, part of it's a rental property for ag. So that was the concern. Superintendent Sanju was there at the time, and we asked him if that parcel was used specifically for curriculum, and he stated very little, I believe is what he put into the minutes. So it's a parcel that is a mixed-use parcel, and the requirement of 500 foot is met from this building to the corner of that property, not to the athletic field, but to the corner of the property is 800 feet approximately. So it was satisfactory at the time of application that they did meet that setback.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
This is my district, so I mean, I guess in total transparency, I got a number of calls, but the calls were not specific to what you're applying for. They were more to just being against cannabis or, or marijuana, whatever you were. So, and I don't tie the two up that way. And I am very familiar with the property, and I did a little homework, and I'm satisfied with the status of the guys that are asking for the permits. I do have one request to go, because it's my district again. There's a which is not under our jurisdiction that I'm aware of. You'd have to ask our county attorney, but there's some about your name, and my concern is, again, because it's in my district. I just would hate to see a big conflict.
Yeah.
Black and blue, anything, anything on that doesn't pertain to your business other than the name, so.
Yep, and so we're working with, when we file everything with the OCM to get the final approval for them to come out. We've spoken with Falcon Farms. I didn't realize there was another Falcon Farms. When I applied with the state, I thought they would have picked up on it, and I guess it's because it's an LLC versus incorporated, but we're changing that so there won't be any confusion with mail or names or anything like that.
Well, my point would be just, I like to see harmony. Harmony's good in my world, so.
Absolutely. Yep.
Thank you.
Nathan, do you have anything else?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair.
Sorry about that.
I do have some concerns about the location, the proximity to the property that the school district is using, and also the proximity to the city of Glencoe. Question I'll have for the applicants. So we're looking at a conditional use permit, today, and we're putting a limit on how many employees can be on the site. Am I correct with that?
That is correct. So the condition that was placed on there in regards to that, the ordinance requires if you have more than 5 non-resident employees in an accessory building larger than 2,400 square feet, kicks you into another conditional use permit for home occupation. That's the reason why we put that limit on there as a condition.
Thank you. And I understand, the intent there. And then when I review the materials on your growth plan, I see that in year 2 or year 3, if you do grow, you're already talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, 10 employees, and we're back here looking at another conditional use permit just because of the growth of the business. Am I correct on what I'm reading in the board packet?
So if we do expand with the limited size of the property, everything like that, if we were gonna try to put anything else on that property, then we would have to, my understanding, get another conditional use permit. But our other options would be just to buy another facility, different location, different city. They don't necessarily have to be on the same property.
So, Mr. Chair, those are some of the concerns I've had with the amount of the employees and the proposed growth the company may experience. I probably won't be in favor of the conditional use permit as is presented today. I'm considering the citizens of Glencoe, the citizens of the school district, and I'm just not ready to put my name of approval on the project today. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Yes.
So that conditional use permit, your question in regards to if they did expand over the 5 non-resident or built another building for expansion, it would trigger a new conditional use permit, and yes, that would be back in front of you.
And just because I think it adds to Nathan's point, just go over real quickly how we can bring any conditional use permit back if we have any issues.
Yeah, so the standards that you've put on there as far as the conditions and the performance standards that we have in the current zoning ordinance, if they're in violation of those, we have the right to bring that back in front of you for a review at any point in time. Typically, the process is for us to identify the landowner that they are in violation, and there is mitigation that's required, and if they do not agree to follow the steps that we lay out, that's when they appear back in front of this board. It does not happen very often, but it has happened in the recent past.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Schmalz.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, and Mark, I understand what you're saying, and the fact that we have an established business and now we're bringing them back into a conditional use permit because of expansion, really, how should I say that, I think puts us in a difficult position in dealing with a conditional use permit, let's say 2 or 3 years from now. Those are concerns that I have.
Commissioner Kruger.
I wanted to comment on that. I also looked at the information, and I looked at the five employees. That condition was put on by our committee, and I have no problem with them. The reason I didn't go there is because let them prove themselves. Let them prove themselves first with the 5. I mean, quite honestly, on the economic development and job growth, I hope it succeeds. I mean, you know, I know this is a controversial subject, but quite honestly, you know, the state made the rules, and we're here to make sure they follow those rules as far as the CUP is concerned. So I truly, I understand the concerns of some, and again, these came on my calls, but I see no reason because of how they're establishing their licensing and their permitting. I don't know, we can't go back, you know, that dog don't hunt. I mean, we can't go backwards. So we're doing what we're supposed to do, and I have no problem if it grows to take a look at that. That's our job. So, I mean, and I think everything's laid right out there, and I've been, again, I'm repeating myself and I hate it, but we're not talking about whether we like marijuana or don't. I mean, this is, for me, it's a business decision, and I think you're reputable, and I hope you do grow, and again, we'll be watching it, and that's where I am. So I will be in favor of the motion.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I was unable to attend the planning commission meeting that day, so I appreciate you guys coming again today, and I think you were at one of the other ones with the original zoning. I have talked with staff and some of the other members on the board and read through the lengthy minutes that Sandy sent me. Again, I'm going to agree with Doug on this. I think we're more afraid sometimes of what might happen, and we don't like what it might be, but we have to give them a chance. We have to follow the rules, and that's, I think they're very well laid out. Again, if they exceed that 5 employees, great, good for you guys. And at this point, I will also probably be voting yes for it, so thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else from the board?
I'll make a motion to approve the.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Chachka. Any discussion? I'm going straight to a roll call. Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Commissioner Schmalz?
No.
Commissioner Chachka?
Yes.
I'm yes. Motion passes 4-1.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll review our calendars. Commissioner Kruger, whenever you're ready.
I'll be ready by tomorrow. All right, since our last meeting, make sure I'm right here on my dates. We had the McLeod County Association of Townships meeting on the 22nd. I thought was well attended and beneficial. We transferred, Andrew gave a good report, and then we had a question and answer session that I thought went well. I had a joint 5 ditch meeting, which is Carver McLeod on the 23rd. And I had Buffalo Creek Watershed also that evening. And I had on the 29th a drainage stakeholder meeting, and I have a drainage work group meeting tomorrow. I think it's on the verge of some issues that they have filed, some special interests have filed a petition, and I'm not exactly sure what it means when you file a petition, otherwise different from something else, but at any rate, people within of the drainage work group are not agreeing, and I mean, that defeats the purpose of the whole work group, so I'll have more reports at our next meeting, but it's too bad. We're an advisory to the legislature, and it was set up to do, it had to be a consensus, 100% consensus. There was no minority, majority, which puts us in a bad situation. So I don't know how this is gonna come out, but I'll report at our next meeting. On the 2nd, I had agenda review. On the 3rd, I'm a member of ATP District 8 Transportation. We had our meeting, I attended by Zoom. There's some issues there with some of the projects being halted because of safety, and I hate to admit it that I kind of understand, but there's been workers on the road been getting hurt in the construction zone, so I understand there's some stoppage on some projects there, and I heard, or we were informed that there's 2 transmission lines for renewable energies defunded, and I don't exactly know how that affects us. I know it affects transportation. Andrew is gone right now, and it's because of the carbon footprints or carbon emissions on some of the roadways. So and obviously the charging for the electric cars on their charging stations. Yesterday I had MRC, which is Minnesota Rural Counties. We basically had our annual meeting and picked our priorities, and I guess our top 3 priorities, and I can't remember if it's in this order, which we have our managers lobby the legislature is, the number 1 was Health and Human Services, SSIS, is that right? And this is something, in my opinion, it should have been done a long time ago with some of the issues that we have with Health and Human Services. If they'd fund getting them, that old system, I can't think of something funny to say on how old they're gonna turn to dust pretty soon, but they're so old and causing a lot of extra work for Health and Human Services. I mean, that's been number 1 for a number of years, and I know that even in this district here, we've had our legislators looked at them. I was up and looked at them. I don't know if that was in your time, Barrett, or not, but you showed us, I mean, if I can figure out that they're antiquated, if that's the right word, they are. I mean, it's not good. And that's number 1. And obviously, mental health is in there as well because the shortage of beds. Some of the money that was given, what was it, $30 million or whatever? It's not, it doesn't give you many beds. I mean, it just doesn't go very far. And then the landfill solid waste issues, and which we are, being we have the big landfill in McLeod County, we are, at least I'm very watchful over that, and there's some dissension with MPCA on whether we could use some alternatives, and I'll just say it, burning, and some of that, and MPCA is now being led by a lobbyist against all burning. I mean, I'm not gonna get into it today, but that's something to keep our eyes on. And then I just wanna give a recognition. I hope I get this all right, because honestly, I got it out of the paper. I happen to know both of these people. We have Jay Woods, which is Westwood Farms in Plato. They just returned from the World Champion Horse Show with 3 World Champion horses, and in Louisville, Kentucky it was. And I just would like to recognize them. And then also Van Karg from Hutchinson. He was in their, I don't know if it was their convention in Las Vegas, but he was recognized as the National DA Volunteer of the Year. And I mean, he works tirelessly. As long as I've known him, he works tirelessly at that, and I think he should be recognized as well. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, over the past couple weeks, there's been a little bit of a lull in my meeting assignments, which I guess has helped me get some of my farm work done. I did attend the McLeod Association of Township meetings, and over the past couple weeks, I continue to receive calls and emails on what is something that McLeod County and other counties will need to deal with, is the option of the rifle versus shotgun, which we've talked about. We continue to receive concerns and comments on that, and I just tell people that at some point, yes, we'll have a meeting, and quite honestly, I'm not afraid to throw the legislature under the bus for that one, how they propose that on us. The other issue that I've been receiving calls on within the last few weeks, and this is more on the road safety, is the intersection north of me, which is 115 and 7 intersection. I've been getting a number of calls within the last few weeks on these safety concerns there. There's been a lot of close calls, and it's getting to be more and more of them. And I've been in contact with Andrew from Public Works, and he's trying to come up with ideas and monitoring things. There is some crash data there that it's not really a silver bullet as to what's doing it, more than just people not paying attention when they cross the intersection. And that seems to be a bigger and bigger topic, and quite honestly, this intersection has all safety precautions on it already, with the turn lanes, the flashing stoplights. Highway Department is doing a great job of keeping all that in place, but it seems like it doesn't matter how many millions we spend or hundreds of hours we put into it. Distracted driving is just a price tag that you can't fix it. As a farmer, I get to drive a tractor or a semi. I'm up a little bit higher and kind of see what people are doing in their car, and it's quite amazing to see it really is amazing to see what people come up with. I've seen laptops jammed in the steering wheels. I've seen magazines with chip clips holding them in place. Saw a mirror propped on the dash while a lady was putting on makeup one day, and all these are at highway speeds, so they're obviously not paying attention to the road. Even this morning on the way over, I drove through this intersection to get here, and saw a driver with a cell phone, even with the steering wheel, driving, actually stopped, but on his way through the intersection was obviously paying more attention to the phone than if there happened to be anybody else coming. So the distracted driving is something that, again, it doesn't matter how much we spend. We're not going to get through that, I'm afraid. And it just brings up more and more defensive driving on some of these intersections. So I know we're doing a road tour today. I don't know if we're close to this intersection, but the people that live around there are really asking for more options, and I don't even know what they are. But very thankful that Andrew is watching this very closely as well, and we'll see what that means down the road. But you just got to be careful and watch. That's what it really comes down to. So thank you.
Thank you. As for me, I've had a tremendously busy couple weeks, but not necessarily with county stuff, but, so sorry for that. but the things that I have been working on or trying to remain diligent on, some personnel issues that are going through the Personnel Committee and the discussions that will come to the board in the future. I don't typically get a lot of calls, but the rifle versus shotgun one is one that is coming up, and we will be addressing that at some point. I don't know when, but it will be addressed at the county board level. Still working on some ditch projects on the north end of Hutchinson and trying to navigate that. I do appreciate the support of the drainage inspector and the staff there with the help and trying to keep that communicated to the landowner. And it's just something that I did not envision being this, and I'm honestly sick and tired of talking about it at each and every meeting. But with that, I think that kind of wraps up what I have. Commissioner Schmalz?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I did have some personal vacation time that I took this month, but I'll start my calendar on the 23rd of September, a couple weeks ago. We had a Joint Ditch 5 Carver McLeod Zoom meeting that morning. Luckily, I could do it by Zoom to attend that meeting. And then on Thursday, the 25th, I attended the UCAP meeting in Redwood Falls. I will say, I'll just try to highlight a couple items on these meetings that I've attended. Topics of interest. One of the major topics of interest was they are looking at health plan premiums of an increase of 23.8%. I'm saying this, I mean, this is the world we live in today with health insurance, and I'm saying this because I hope that the McLeod County employees value the work that our joint Sibley McLeod Health Insurance Company or group is working on. We have a good broker, we have a good system, and yes, a lot of it does come down to claims history, but I can say that I'm really happy where McLeod landed with our health insurance premiums compared to what I'm hearing from some of these other joint powers boards that I serve on. And then the following day, I did the Southwest 18 Mental Health Consortium meeting in Marshall, Minnesota. I will say it was a good opportunity for me to visit the Marshall County seat and to see their government center as well. They have a beautiful government center located in town. One of the topics from that meeting was participation in their process, not just from the Joint Powers Board members, but also the management team to bring topics to the Joint Powers Board for consideration. It's a high concern. We did discuss the proximity of where the meetings are held, and I think they're going to look at trying to hold the meetings in the central location, so it's not 2 hours and 15 minutes away from someone like me to attend a meeting like that. Along with my attendance, Emily was there, and Barrett as well. So those are the things that were discussed at the Southwest 18. And then the following week, I will go to Thursday the 2nd. Prime West held their monthly Joint Powers Board meeting. Luckily, I could attend that by Zoom, which helped me, help out with the harvest at the farm. One of the highlights from that meeting was that they did enter a contract with a new CEO. The new CEO is to take his position June 1st of next year. His name is Matt Magnuson. I made mention of it last month, I believe, and so they have reached an agreement and a package for Matt, and people seem to be very comfortable with Matt replacing Jim Prisbilla as Jim retires out of Prime West. And then I will say that I've had conversations about the ditch mowing on our county roads. I believe that the wet season that we've gone through has delayed ditch mowing, and And I hope that, you know, with the equipment purchases that we process today, knowing, you know, that that's going to help the program. Yes, we maybe are a little bit behind with ditch mowing, but hopefully this dry weather has helped Andrew and Public Works to kind of catch up with the mowing that needs to be done on our county roads in the county. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Chaska?
My last couple weeks kind of mimics some of the rest of you. I had some personal time off. My oldest graduated college finally, so we were happy about that, and then took a little bit of family time for that. So after the workshop on the 16th, there was Trailblazer on the 18th. They continue to work through some issues like everybody else does with state and federal and that sort of thing. But I think it's a pretty good group, pretty solid group. They have a great vision in mind, and so they continue to push forward with that. Then we jump to Friday the 26th. At the last meeting, I was appointed to the cannabis work group, and so we met for the first time there just to kind of go through some things and establish kind of how we see things happening with cannabis and the registration, which started October 1st for some of those items. On Thursday the 2nd, I also attended the Prime West via Zoom, and again, that group is very well organized, and I hope the transition between Matt and Jim is smooth. I think it should be the way it sounds. They've worked together long enough. And Matt, I don't believe will change too many things there. I don't remember the date, but Brownton held an open house. Great River Energy is starting a project. The way it sounds, it won't start till 2027, but they're replacing about 12 miles of transmission lines on Highway 15 south of Brownton, and then to the substation, I'm guessing by the Heat Wall Road there. So that, they just went over some general things if you had questions, and so I went to that just to check it out and see what was all involved with that. And then I too have had calls on the gun laws and told them we were working through it, and did let them know that we don't have to have it done by the end of the year, correct? We don't have to make that decision?
It's March 20th from what I was understanding.
Okay,
Real
yeah.
close.
So I don't think it's as an important push right now as we originally thought. So that brings us to today. Thank you.
Commissioner Chaska, is that transmission line, is that overhead or are they burying it?
Overhead.
Anything from the attorney's office? Administration, anything other than the agenda items?
No, Mr. Chair, just agenda.
Go ahead.
Thank you. We removed item A for next week, or next meeting, excuse me. Item B, cannabis retail business registration update. As Commissioner Chutchka noted, we did start our work group and we met. I think we had a productive conversation and good discussion regarding what direction to head with the, I would say, somewhat limited guidance that we've had from state and it just not being finalized. The county attorney was out of the office that day, and thank you to Ryan. He sent Attorney Steve Ott, and that was helpful as well, and our county attorney has offered to help us as we go through the process ongoing. I just want to read you a little bit about what we did. We talked about departmental requirements, about updating the county website with the registration application. We did get a draft of the registration application, and when that's finalized by the attorney's office, and if we find it to be fit to what we know are the requirements from the state, then we'll submit that. I did draft that application using several other counties and cities and different applications that I could find, and I do believe that it does encompass everything that we need, and our main goal is to keep compliance for the county board, or to provide you with whatever you need to be compliant. And just a reminder that it's retail registration. So it is such a small piece of what is really going on with the Office of Cannabis Management with the state and what our requirements are. There is some uncertainty on who should manage the registration application. It's not a permit, it's not a license. So we discussed it, and as a group, there were no issues. I know that there was a little bit of a different opinion from a couple more members of the board I've spoken to throughout time, but The group would like for the applications to start at administration, being submitted to one place because of how they would need to be responded to. So that will probably be recommended. And if you have concerns or questions about it, please bring them to me. I did ask everyone that was there, and there was a good representation of departments. And it seemed that that was the desire for now, to at least start there, to make sure that we know where we're headed with things and that it's handled. We talked about updating the fee schedule. I think that the recommendation will likely be the $500 that other counties have been implementing. We talked about delegation agreements with municipalities, and just from what I can see and what anyone that was there gave for feedback, I believe that that is completed fully through that state application for their account. I don't think that there's anything necessary beyond that. If that changes, we'll let you know right away. So we need to finalize the registration application and process. We need the 14 townships and the 5 cities that we expect are going to do delegation agreements to reach out for support if they need it. We did talk to them at the township meeting, and some have followed up, and I think things are going fine there. Then the McLeod County Sheriff's Office, of course, will have to just complete the compliance requirements through the state. The sheriff was present. He didn't see a lot of difficulty with following that. And we're having a follow-up meeting. I don't have any other items for you today. I just wanted to give you an update.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I had a question on this subject. Is there, or a clarification actually? Now, I've had actually one in my district that,
Your microphone's on, sorry.
I've had one in my district now that says just because they apply with the state and pass pass their qualification, lack of a better word, but they still have to comply with us. If there's no retailer available, they aren't a shoo-in.
Correct.
I'm getting misunderstandings that they're going to some properties and businesses that are available saying they have all this. Well, that means they're qualified, doesn't mean they're gonna get one. Am I correct?
From my understanding of everything we've gone over, there's no guarantee if someone falls under our jurisdiction for managing the retail application.
Is that correct, Ryan? I mean, because I had somebody in one of my constituents asked that they've looked at renting their building or buying their building even, and they want to go to a full bore, growing retail, everything.
Right.
They gave them some paperwork saying they were qualified, and they may be, but that doesn't get them past our rules. Is that correct?
Right, I mean, it's a fair question, and, I mean, yes, generally it's correct, but I would just caution, it's almost impossible to speak in general terms about this and be accurate. I mean, there's several different types of licenses, even when you talk retail, I mean, there's several different types of, retail licenses, and some of them fall under different rules. So, I mean, like our ordinance has authority and did act in some respects to cap certain types of licenses, but that cap doesn't apply to everything on the list. So, I mean, I think, yes, you're right in saying there's not a guarantee. I mean, there's a couple of layers here. There's the state rules, and then there's whatever's layered on top of it from the county level, whether that's on the planning and zoning land use, or whether it's, that adult cannabis use ordinance and what that spoke to. So, I mean, there's a multi-step process, and they would want to make sure that they work all the way through that before they make an assumption that they're going to be green lighted. Or before they would invest a lot of money or time or resources. So, I mean, you're correct. It's more to it than just the state saying, look, you're eligible. But specifically how that will work, I mean, you have to work your way through this maze and make sure that we're talking about the right type of license and applying it to those rules, because there's several different types or subsets within each category. So it's very, very fact specific. So
Well, it may have sounded like I made a statement, it was really a question.
Right. But no, I mean, so it's true. I mean, it's true, but, and how exactly that plays out will be very specific, based on, what they're trying to do.
I caution this person that they should do their checking first, because they may be qualified, but, I hate to see people make some plans or even changes
And
not be able to follow through.
And I'd go even further, it's not just the county rule too, but I mean, they very well may be subject to certain, I mean, if they're within a city, well, then there's a whole different set of, land use and zoning type regulations, so, yeah, I mean, there's more to work through than to just get some initial information from the Office of Cannabis Management. That's the starting point, not really the end point.
And Mr.
Actually,
sorry.
the state's terrible. We had quite a talk with the counties yesterday at our meeting, and it's all over the board. And some counties' fault, I mean, they are not prepared, they don't understand what's going on, and they're not able to get any, or they think they're not able to get, I'm happy with our guys that are getting us some information, but they have none.
And I won't try to spend a lot of time on this, but I mean, right, I don't go over all of my meetings. I was at the end, or the leadership conference for the MCA since our last meeting. That's where all the elected county attorneys are invited to attend. And I mean, that's the consensus. I mean, there's some frustration, is kind of the general consensus about what feels like some rules that have changed, or the goalposts have been moved at various times throughout this process, or at least that uncertainty piece. I mean, that we're not alone in feeling that, but it's good to be proactive in meeting with I mean, I think this work group's the right move to get our different department heads or staff in the same room talking, working through these issues. So we're doing what we need to do. And I think when you talk to applicants that are, or citizens that are feeling a bit frustrated, I mean, I think you should acknowledge that there's been some uncertainty in this process. This rollout's been slow, and, it's been a pretty bumpy road. But that's really not by our creation. We just have to do our best to work through it along with the citizens that are looking at, potentially applying.
Thank you.
Thank you. What I wanted to add, Mr. Chair, was just that hopefully all of our work on the application and everything that you've been doing for how long, and that should help clear up any questions someone would have when they're going through the process with us. That's our goal. Make it easy as possible, for you to have the information you need to make an informed decision, and hopefully take some of the heat off of Mark Seletsky and his department, because we want to make sure that the people meet the requirements that they have to when they get that far. So thank you. I think it was good to have that today, that example of just something else, even though it's not the same license. It's just, we're all going to have to gain experience at the same time. So we're doing the best with the information we have, and we thank you for your support. Anything else on that? Okay, and we are leaving in a few minutes for the annual highway tour, so I'm just gonna go over the rest of the items quick. Item C, one moment, I'm sorry. Item C, notification to the county board per Minnesota statutes, section 469.175, subdivision 2 of the city of Hutchinson, proposal for a decertification of tax increment financing district 4-22 and an establishment of tax increment financing district 4-25. The draft tax increment financing plans were included in the board's packet. The advisor notes that removal of parcel is included in the TIF, tax increment financing district 4-22 decertification. The proposed new TIF district 4-25 will be a redevelopment tax increment financing district with a maximum term of 26 years. Tax increments collected from the TIF district will enable the city to facilitate the acquisition and demolition of 2 substandard downtown properties into a new 45 key hotel redevelopment. A map of the district is included within the TIF plan. The city reserves a right to make changes to this draft document prior to the public hearing. However, the authorized costs will not increase. The City of Hutchinson will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, to receive public comment on the TIF districts. Comments or questions may be directed to the City of Hutchinson Economic Development Director, Miles Seppelt. His phone number is 320-234-4235. Item D, notification of an electronic transfer of funds in the amount of $2 million from the Minnesota Association of Governments Investing for Counties account to the Citizens Bank checking account was made on September 12, 2025. We discussed this last time we had one of those. There is a notification, but also you'll see those throughout time, depending on the rates that are provided from the financers. Item E, notification of board workshop following the board meeting on Tuesday, October 21, 2025, at the Hutchinson City Center, 111 Hassan Street, Southeast Hutchinson, Minnesota. So a reminder, we'll be in Hutchinson next meeting. We try to go to a different city at least once a year, and that is very nice of Hutchinson to let us use their facilities. We do not have a board workshop today after this meeting besides the tour. And then, oh, sorry, item F, that's the notification that our board workshop today is the tour. So if there are any questions about that, otherwise we will be done with my items. Okay.
Open forum, press relations. If none, looking for motion to recess till 9 a.m. on Tuesday, October 21st, 2025 at the Hutchinson City Center, 111 Hassan Street, Southeast Hutchinson, Minnesota. They're bringing the show on the road. Is there a motion to recess?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Wright, second by Commissioner Schmalz. Any discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.